Hello, Nomad Sculpt, and this video is about rope, wire, cables like this here on the picture. So let's start with Nomad Sculpt. So this is a overview of the things you can build. So here this is a printable version, or this one here is only a texture, a normal map. And this is also a texture. You can use it for shoelaces. Okay, so let's start. So first I select everything, add a group, and I hide this. So let's start with the simplest version. I use the tube tool here, and let's start with a path. So I draw only a straight line, and I put this out of my group. I move it to the origin. So okay, so here you can create your path of the rope or the wire. And the next thing is you need a texture for this. So here search, Google search seamless rope texture maps, and the easiest thing is here to use such a normal map here. You can press and hold and pick this image, and then back to Nomad Sculpt, and here you see the texture slot for the normal map here, and place this here, this image. So at the moment it's not okay, so we have to change here a few settings here, the scaling. And so when you change here this scaling, you see here your normal map on the rope. So the longer the rope gets, you have to change the scaling a little bit that it fits to the length of the rope. And that's it. In fact, you can validate this one, and yeah, it looks for a render image like a real rope. Okay, so the next thing is, I delete this one. Let's go back to the internet, and here you see here this is a height map, or a bump map, so something like this. So let's pick this and save it. And this map you put in the opacity slot here. So photos. Okay. So I think we have to rotate this thing by maybe 45 degrees or something. You have to check the seams for this, and play a little bit with the settings here. So maybe like this, and I think it's okay. So if you want to make this printable, so we have to increase the poly count. So at the moment, first we have to validate this object here, and then use multi-resolution. So I turn on the wire. So now we see our wireframe, and I use linear subdivision and subdivide the mesh a few times. You see you need a high poly count here. This only works with a high poly count. And then use the MISC menu, and you find here the reproject option, and here select only the opacity to mask option. And then reproject from itself. So now you get your mask on the mesh. So I'm not sure what here happened, but let's test it. So I invert the mask, and now you need the inflate tool. So here inflate tool, and here change the settings to where is it? Log radius. And the filter, no, the pressure curve is okay. The fall off, use here a flat fall off. And then brush along here, start at a point here and brush along the tube. What happened? So too much intensity. So now it starts to become a rope. Here the filter, I set it to front facing vertex only. So this checkbox here. So now it works. So I turn the wireframe off, and you get this rope texture. So I use round all and smooth it a little bit. So now we get a nice smooth rope, and we can clear the mask. So the opacity mask here we don't need anymore. So this is what you get from the extraction or the displacement of a texture. Okay. So this was version 1. Okay. The next option is you can use a curve repeater, and for this we need a torus. I use a snapping here and rotate the torus 90 degrees in the front view, so like this here. And the next thing is change the pivot position and rotate the green arrow in this, that it's straight like this here. And then add a curve repeater. So now the whole thing is a straight repeating thing here, and you can change here the value, maybe to 8, and then add a twist for all 2 nodes. So, and here set the twist, what I'm doing, to 180 degrees. Oh, I think I go a few steps back. There was something wrong. So now you get an object like this here. For this here, I turn the wireframe on because the poly count is important. So here you can change the divisions, so make it low poly. So we need a lot of these objects here. And yeah, something like this here. And here you can change some things here. You can make it like this, or adjust it a little bit like you want. And then select the curve repeater and validate this and join the children here. So now you get one object. On the side you see the pivot option and center the pivot. You get now something like this here. The next thing we need again a curve, and always make sure that the green direction is in this direction here. So then add a curve and then sculpt your wire. And here adjust the count or the value of the repeated patterns. So now you get something here like this. It's not 100% perfect, but it works. So it's a nice rope. So when you change the length here and sculpt here a little bit with this, you have to change the count of the single objects. Okay, this was version 2. Okay. Then the last one. So we need again the tube tool, path, and this becomes our cable. It's not the last one, so okay. And for this we use the profile here. And then we edit the profile in the profile editor. And so create something here like this. Here a node and here a node. And then change the black nodes to white ones. So the same on the other side. One, two, three. Here one, here one. You have to do it only one time. So like this, if it looks like this, then it's okay. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I think it's okay. So you see here on the rope, this thing here. So better to uncheck the caps here. We can close it later. So the next thing is you need here then a twist node for the end and the beginning, and then twist the whole thing like this. So let's see the wireframe. It looks like this here at the moment. So this is a nice way to create such ropes or cables. And here it's possible to change the preset. So maybe you want here 4 strands or 3. So I choose now 4 strands. So now your profile here looks like this, and you get more strands. Okay, so the next thing is for this here, if you want maybe the strands colored. So I open a Procreate, and so create a square canvas. So pixel size 512, it's okay. And then create a texture. So I use the rectangular selection, select here near by the half, and maybe I want now a blue cable, and I fill this here. And so it's now half size, half, and I export this as a JPEG image. So back to Nomad Sculpt, and here put this texture in the color slot, and you see now we have a blue and a black cable. But we have, this works, so I change here the cable profile. So now we have only 2 strands, and here in the translation you can place here the seam of the color so that it fits correctly. So, and if you have 4 strands, you have to change this pattern here to 4 colors, maybe like this here. Duplicate and give this other color. Oh. Maybe like this here. And export something, an image like this with 4 different colors. Okay, this is only for information. So, okay. And now the last one, I think. Again, a tube. Where's my tube? So I change here a little bit the divisions. And here you find an option for a spiral or spiral. Okay, so here's the twist angle. You can do the same here for this tube. Maybe like this. And then we need a second tube. So this one, now it's possible to place the tube nodes where you want it, but the rope is not complete. So then you make sure that you're happy with your result, where the rope runs around, and then clone this one that you have 2, and then 3 dots menu, and here you find an angle offset. Press this and here type in maybe 180. So then you get a second strand. But when you change the nodes, it doesn't work. So yeah. Okay, and this angle offset here, maybe you want 4 strands. So then type in 90 degrees and clone it again. Type in 180 and clone it again and type in 270. So now you have 4 strands. But as I said, you can't adjust the nodes anymore. So I prefer the maybe this one here with a. So here it's possible to adjust the nodes afterwards and change the length. So with this method, with a angle offset here, it's not possible to change the final result. Okay, that's it. Have fun with sculpting. Ciao.